Our aspiration for a homeland is as old as the Israelites who wandered in the desert. Long before the term Zionism was coined, it was a dream we nurtured in our collective memory throughout the diaspora. The modern Zionist movement was born in the 19th century. Incited by the Dreyfus Affair, Theodor Herzl and his contemporaries formed the first Zionist Congress. They expressed the need for a Jewish state, and the religious idea of a homeland, Zion, evolved into a political one. This was Zionism 1.0, the aspirational stage in the quest for a Jewish homeland. Jews gradually migrated to the region, first under Ottoman rule and then later under the British Mandate. Following World War II and the Holocaust, what had already been agreed upon became eminently clear. It was time for the Jews to have their own state. And in 1948, David Ben-Gurion, with the backing of the United Nations, declared Israel's independence. This marked the start of Zionism 2.0, building a home for the dispersed Jewish people. Israel fought for its life, absorbed massive waves of immigrants, many of whom came as refugees. Israel endured wars, overcame an economic crisis, weathered social unrest, and signed difficult but crucial peace treaties. The birth of modern Israel inspired Jews all around the world, and Israel quickly became a unifying story, receiving invaluable support from diaspora Jewry. Today, it has become a regional power, an economic success, a cultural hub, a thriving Jewish state. Zionism 2.0 was a period during which many Israelis believed that all Jews should make Aliyah, and that Jewish life outside of Israel would eventually disappear. But diaspora Jewry continued to thrive and evolve. And at the turn of the 21st century, we have surpassed all expectations. For the first time in Jewish history, there is both a strong Jewish homeland and a vibrant Jewish diaspora. This signals the beginning of a new era, the era of Zionism 3.0. Zionism 3.0 demands that we ask ourselves a new set of questions. What does it mean to be a Zionist today? Are we still one people, or will the two populations grow further apart? How will these centers of Jewish life relate to each other? Z3 insists that we adopt a new paradigm, one that embraces a strong partnership between the centers of Jewish life. It requires all backgrounds and perspectives to join in conversation. Z3 is about transcending our differences, strengthening our sense of peoplehood, and embracing our shared destiny together. This is Zionism 3.0, Z3. Come join the conversation.
Welcome. Bruchim Habaim. I could not be happier to be standing here today to welcome you to our 6th annual Z3 event. This year in particular, it's a true Hanukkah miracle to be hosting Z3, even virtually. 2020 has been a tough year, which might just be the understatement of the century. The pandemic upended all that we've known, and its long-term impacts are still yet to be seen, as we're still in the thick of it. We're trying to figure out how to live our day-to-day lives, but Hanukkah is a time when we are meant to shine light during the darkest time of year. So, allow me to share with you one silver lining in this moment. We have gathered here at the Oshman family JCC in Palo Alto for the last 5 years, and we've brought over 1,000 people each year for the Z3 conference. But this year, Z3 is truly a global event. Instead of a conference with our local mishpacha, we have over 50 communities and organizations from across the Jewish world participating in this event. We have folks from Mexico to Australia, from Krakow to Hong Kong, from Jerusalem to Odessa. We have representatives from all over the Jewish globe, which brings together our full mishpacha. So, let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this exciting demonstration of global Jewish peoplehood, where we are elevating our discourse. We're taking Zionism to its next natural phase, Zionism 3.0. For those of you who are new to Zionism 3.0, or Z3 as we affectionately call it, here's the thumbnail sketch to catch you up on how we got here. First of all, Zionism 1.0, it was about the dream. It was the pre-1948 Zionism of yearning. And then Zionism 2.0 was about building the state. It was the Zionism of the last half of the 20th century, when Jews were expected to move to Israel, to grow our homeland, or to support Israel unequivocally from here in the diaspora. It was the Zionism, frankly, of diaspora negation. But now we are in a new moment. We are in the era of Zionism 3.0. It's the first time ever in Jewish history when there's both a strong and safe Jewish homeland alongside a vibrant and thriving Jewish diaspora, something that this very event is a testament to. Z3 is about a new paradigm for how these two centers of Jewish life can coexist in the future, how we can complement each other, how we can add to each other. This is a moment that demands that we build a shared future in which we work together to bring more light into our broken world. This is a moment in which we need to set our course for generations to come. Friends, that is what this event is all about. It's about peering into the future and charting our shared destiny. And this is not going to remain on the intellectual plane. We're getting down to business. We're rolling up our sleeves. We are talking tachlis. Our tradition, of course, values learning for the sake of learning itself, but even more so, it values learning that leads to action. It's about the tachlis, the doing. And this year, our event will do exactly that. Over the course of this week, each day, the content on this platform will correspond to one letter in the word tachlis, which is an acronym that represents a framework for the 7 pillars of Jewish life. Because, of course, 7 is a nice Jewish number. Number 1, tikkun olam. 2, arts and culture. 3, community. 4, holidays and rituals. 5, L for learning and education. And 6, identity. And finally, 7, safety and security. We believe that these 7 pillars are at the core of our shared Jewish lives. Regardless of our zip code, these 7 pillars represent our collective Jewish experience. And so, we decided that the best way to plan for our shared future is to discuss these 7 pillars. All the content on this platform, panels, speakers, articles, short clips, videos, all the resources correspond to one of these 7 pillars. We will hear from big thinkers like Barry Weiss and Natan Sharansky and Ann Kornblatt. We're going to hear from political leaders like MK Merav Michaeli and Ambassador Ron Dermer. We're going to hear from pro athletes like Sue Bird, Alicia Clark, and Zack Bodner. We'll hear from religious figures like Avi Weiss and Amichai Lau-Levi, authors like Nicole Krauss and Rumit Amdar, actresses like Netta Riskin, and so many others. We will read articles by thought leaders. We're going to engage with DIY content by organizations like Amplifier, like Unpacked for Educators, and the OFJCC's very own team. But discussing tachlis is not enough. We want to encourage you to act also. We want you to think about how these pillars have importance in your life, and then we want you to rank them. We want you to rank them so that you can help ensure that they keep on keeping on. But ultimately, we want to fund them. That's right. You are going to help us fund these pillars with the world's largest ever Jewish giving circle. To achieve this, we decided to include an experiment in direct democracy, an experiment to manifest the idea that we all have a stake and a say in our future. Like the Green Bay Packers or Hapoel Katamon, the Jewish people is a fan-owned club. It doesn't belong to the institutions. It doesn't belong to the politicians, the rabbis, or the philanthropists. It belongs to each and every one of us. We are all part of this big mosaic, and our collective actions will set the course of our people for generations to come. That is what this collective giving circle is all about. It's a way for us to remind ourselves that we're in this together, to remind us that we are part of something bigger, to remind us that our individual voices can impact our collective future. So how's it going to work? Well, let me tell you. Over the course of this week, while you are engaging with the incredible content that we're going to be providing, whether it's panels with great speakers or articles or videos, we want you to vote on how you would like to distribute our collective funds to different initiatives at JCCs across the Jewish world. They're going to correspond to one of the 7 Tachlis pillars that I just mentioned. These funds, they're made up of proceeds from your tickets combined with dollars from the JCC Association of North America, JCC Global, and the Z3 Project. We've all contributed, and each of you has a vote. Regardless of where you live, regardless of your level of knowledge or Jewish observance, whether you have a financial means, whatever it is, we all matter equally. We all matter equally. We're in this together. You can change your vote throughout the week, but on the final day, we'll lock it in. And then we will reveal the final breakdown on the last day. It'll be a reflection of how the Jewish world, represented by those participating in this Z3 experience, value the 7 pillars of Jewish life. I could not be more excited to launch this collective project here with you today. Okay, that's not entirely true. I wish I was doing this in person, but alas, this will have to do for now. Now, before we move on to the rest of the day, I want to thank a few key partners and people who made all of this possible. First of all, I want to thank the Paul E. Singer Foundation, the Charles and Lynn Schusterman Family Foundation, the Maimonides Fund, and the Jim Joseph Foundation. Your support, which came through the Jewish Community Response and Impact Fund, has been instrumental, and it arrived just in time to allow us to put on this incredible event. And I want to say thank you. To our dream team of supporters, the Rodans, the Rayants, the Renats, and the Corette and Toby Foundations, we are indebted to you. You have been a part of the Z3 project for 6 years, since the very beginning, and you have made it what it is today. Thank you. To our new friends at Our Common Destiny, what a fitting name. Thank you for your support. We look forward to many, many more collaborations with you in the future. To our content and platform partners, to 70 Faces Media, Open Door Media, and Virtual J, you made our vision a reality today. Thank you so much. To our committees, your long-standing support and your wisdom, you've made sure that we've stayed on track and true to our mission. Thank you so much. And to our whole Bay Area community, you have supported Z3 from the very beginning for the past 6 years. You stood in line, you ate out of boxed lunches, you wore these lanyards around your neck, you incubated this idea. Your trust kept us going. Thank you. And finally, to my beloved OFJCC Mishpacha, all of you, all of the staff and volunteers, thank you for all that you do every single day. Now, we are thrilled to be hosting Z3 during Hanukkah again this year. Hanukkah is all about spreading light. It's all about celebrating pluralism and diversity. It's an ideal example of how we must build bridges between Israel and the diaspora. Now, as you know, the dreidel is a central symbol of Hanukkah. But did you know that here in the diaspora, we have a different dreidel than in Israel? In the diaspora, we say, Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. But in Israel, they say, Nes Gadol Haya Po. A great miracle happened here. It makes sense, right? But that means we have 2 different dreidels. And if that isn't the epitome of the divide between us, then I don't know what is. So we created a new dreidel, the Z3 dreidel, which has 5 sides, Nes Gadol Haya Sham and Po, because indeed, great miracles are happening here and there. Think about that. Think about that as we light the Hanukkah candles together each day this week. And this is how we will start every day at Z3 2020. The Jewish community in a different part of the world will take the lead on lighting the Chanukiah. And together, we'll say the blessings and we'll pass the light around the Jewish world. Now today, we start here in Palo Alto, California. So please join some of our first graders in our ICC's Beged Kefet Hebrew Language School as they light the candles, followed afterward with a message from someone you will all recognize from his days as George Costanza on Seinfeld, Jason Alexander. Jason will bring a short welcome message and then introduce another surprise guest, so keep your eyes focused right here.
חנוכה שמח עוד פעם? לא, אל תשימו את הנרות. לא צריך לשים, מספיק. תגידו חנוכה שמח עוד פעם.
חנוכה שמח!
בואו נעשה ביחד. 3, 4,
אוי, שפת חנוכה שמח!
לא, כולם ביחד. אני אומרת 3, 4, אתם אומרים חנוכה שמח. מוכנים?
חנוכה שמח!
לא, מוכנים?
כן.
3, 4,
חנוכה שמח!
Jason, take it away.